All right, so today we're going to talk about actually solving for the missing side. So you guys were doing great getting your ratios practice with doing tangent, and we're just doing opposite over adjacent depending on where theta is. All right, so the very first thing you need, man, you're going to have this calculator, and we have to change the settings on here. So if we look, we're looking at this. If I see radian up at the top, if I do the problems, I'm going to be off. I'm going to be wrong. So I need to change this into degrees. So I'm going to hit mode right here. This pops up. I'm going to hit down twice, right once. And now I see I have my deal flashing on degree. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter right here. And now I can hit second mode. I get out of that screen and now I'm in degrees. Okay, awesome sauce. We have that covered. So now I have two different examples up here, and we're going to start with this guy over here. So there's two different setups here. If we're looking at our theta, I have one of them where our variable is on the opposite side. My other one, my variable, my x, is on the adjacent side. And we have a little bit different way that we're going to solve both of these. So if I'm watching this one here, I have my theta is 72 degrees. So I'm going to have the tangent. Oops, let's get a little bit better marker there. Let's go like this. The tangent of 72 degrees equals, and now I'm going to have my opposite over adjacent. So here's theta. Remember, the adjacent must include the 90-degree and the theta. So opposite is x over 20. All right, cool. Now we're just going to do our regular algebra skills here. We need to isolate x. We need to get it all by itself. So it's telling us to divide by 20. What are we going to do? We're going to do the opposite to undo that. So I'm going to multiply by 20. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other. So now I have 20 times the tangent of 72 equals x. And that's just what I'm going to punch into my calculator. So I'm going to hit, let's go ahead and grab this so you can see what it looks like on your end. I'm going to do 20. Once I hit tangent, I don't have to put the parenthesis in there like I did. This is going to suffice. Times 72, go ahead and practice closing up that parenthesis. It'll pay off later on. And then I just hit enter. We're going to round this to the nearest tenth. So x equals 61.6. So when I'm looking at my answer, it's 0.55. Remember, you have to look at the second decimal if we're going to round to the 10th place to the first decimal. If it's 5 or more, raise the score, right? And this qualifies. So it becomes 61.6. Okay, I got this cleared off so we can have a little bit more room. All right, now whenever we have this setup where here's our theta, our 46 degrees, and our variable, the side we have to find, is in our adjacent side. All right, so we have a little bit different method, and then I'll show you a shortcut to make it a heck of a lot easier. All right, so right off the bat, we're going to have the tangent of 46 degrees equals its opposite over adjacent. Here's our opposite, 8. Adjacent includes theta in the 90 is x. All right, so whenever we have a variable in the bottom, we're going to go ahead and multiply everything up here by x. This side and this side. So what that does is it's telling us here to divide by x and multiply by x. It's going to cancel each other out. So now we have x times the tangent of 46 equals 8. Well, okay, that doesn't really help us yet. We got to get x all by itself so we can solve for this guy. All right, so if these two, if it's telling us to multiply x by the tangent of 46, now we're going to divide each side by the tangent of 46. Okay, that makes sense. Get that? Whatever we do to one side, we have to do to the other. Divide by the tangent of 46. So these guys cancel out. I'm left with x equals 8 over the tangent of 46. So it's important to remember our algebra rules and how to get that way, how to get that x isolated. But there's got to be an easier way, right? Yeah, there is. If I go back to here, when I have x on the bottom all by itself, I can simply just do this. If I go and switch these two, switch the position with them. Now I showed you all the algebra steps that makes this work. I can just flop these and I get x equals 8 over the tangent of 46. And I can just punch that into my calculator. So let's fire it up. We got 8 divided by the tangent of 46, and I get 7.7. It's 7.72, so I know if I'm rounding to the first decimal place, it's just going to be 7.7. All right, so hopefully that helps. You can reference this. Pay attention to where your variable is, whether it's on the opposite side or the adjacent side. That is going to affect how you solve these. So go through, give it a go, and then I want you to hand in the work when you're all done.